Welcome back, and this is Lost in Love. I've been chatting with Suby and Sinem of Fab Magazine, and they have been talking about their intercultural experience in marriage. How much did you find out about Suby's background? Because you're from Turkey and he's Nigerian. Were you not worried about his background?
No, not at all, actually, because we'd known each other as individuals before anything else. It didn't kind of register to find out. I mean, I was interested in the culture, I was interested in the food and the traditions, but other than that, I didn't think that him being Nigerian obviously had any impact on how I would look at him or how I would view him in that sense.
Can you describe your personalities as against hers?
I think one word a lot of people use for me is I'm very laid back. I'm extremely laid back. I don't let anything faze me. I'm always looking at what the solution is. And I think sometimes that comes across as quite confident, and that's the way it's supposed to be. And with my wife, because as she said, she's not the most confident person in the world. Yes. For me, my glass is always half full. That's the way I always look at things. And it's always trying to make sure that, I think my position as a husband is to ensure that I take my wife along whenever she's feeling down, and even as a woman. Not because she's a weaker sex, because our marriage is more of a 50-50. And it's just to help her when she's down. I have to be the strong one, because at the end of the day, I'm still the man. Yeah.
How did you announce your engagement and intended marriage to your family?
Oh, they always knew. As soon as they met her, they always knew I was going to get married to her. I think my mom, I'm extremely close with my family, especially my mom and my sisters, who we all live in Milton Keynes. So the first day, I think it was a Christmas when you first met the family. She came down to Milton Keynes for Christmas, and they all knew that, okay, this is the one. This is the one that he wants to get married to. And my family, I'm quite lucky with my family, because they opened up their hearts and their arms to her. She's an individual. I liked her. They accepted her.
I was going to ask you, Sinem, what kind of relationship do you have with your in-laws?
Yeah, really good. I mean, I do remember my mother-in-law, especially when I first moved to Milton Keynes, I was feeling quite lonely because I'd moved to London. I didn't have like any of my friends there, and she would literally come by every other day, and she would just take me out to the shopping center. Okay, let's go. Okay, let's go. Let's see what we can do today. And then there was a time she came and she stayed with us because we were both working full-time away from home most times, and my friends would say, oh my God, your mother-in-law's living with you. How are you dealing with it? And I'd be like, what? I come home at 6 o'clock and she's already telling me, oh, do you want jollof rice? Do you want fried rice? Oh, I've ironed all your clothes, so don't worry about it. So
I think you're blessed.
Well, I think I am. So we've always had a good relationship. I actually wrote an article about her when I wrote an article about mothers and females and their relationship with their mothers, and I did write in the article, I know she's not my mother, but she's like my adopted mother.
What else do you want?
So exactly, I think.
Like any other relationship, share some of the challenges to expect in intercultural marriages.
I think one of the ones that we encountered was, first of all, from her own family, because they didn't understand why she wanted to get married to someone from a different race, not even to talk about someone who was black. And I know it took a couple of years for her mum to finally decide to come and meet me. But I think that was about 4 years, 5 years.
And that was before we got married.
Yeah, before we got married. But eventually she finally came down to see us in the UK. And she just fell in love with, the idea of both of us and me. And I think when I knew was the day she said to me, she's glad that I married her daughter.
What more do you want to hear?
So or any
And
issues that we had.
The day after our wedding, I remember, because we had this big fat Nigerian wedding, obviously, Nigerian and Turkish.
She wanted it.
The day after, we met with my family who were going to London for the rest of their stay in the UK. And I remember my mom saying, well, now that I've seen Suby, because she'd been in the UK twice before that to spend time with us, now that I've seen Suby for the third time and I've met his family and his extended family, I know that when I leave, I'm not thinking I'm leaving my daughter behind because you're